Pharma sales and marketing are full of traditions and customs. Here many things continue despite there is not much of the logic for them. And one such things are, can say, importance and more so ingredients of the personal selling. We all know that pharma sales depend a lot on the personal selling, and here too, instead of the logics, it's more depend on the relationship factor. In some way, it can be described as a relationship marketing also. However, in our practice, the element of relationship marketing is very small. In our case, the relationship is more of the emotions, not say relationship marketing per se. This means what? This means that we depend a lot on the emotional connect or emotional selling, or can say some element of taking care of doctor's ego. I'll further elaborate on this. See, many doctors feel happy when medical rep meet them. They prescribe due to this factor because so-and-so boy is meeting me regularly, or so-and-so girl is meeting me regularly, or that person comes very regularly, that person does not come regularly. So what is there in the meeting when there is no much exchange of the information? So because some medical reps are meeting regularly, we feel emotionally, more close or more obliged to support the person, and we write for that. Many doctors develop relationship with the medical rep or the managers who are there in the market for quite some time. Somebody can be for market maybe 10 years, somebody 15 years, somebody even 20 years, somebody even 5 years. We feel like they are regularly, and they kind of some emotional relationship develop with them, and doctor trying to support more of those medical reps. A third factor seen that way, many doctors feel happy with the request or the emotional appeal of the medical rep. Some medical reps prescription demand is more emotional, some are less. The more emotional is the prescription demand, better is the outcome. Then many of the doctors, they tend to help new, or can say innocent medical rep, because such a young boy has come, such a young girl has come, and they feel like more supporting those people, more writing for them. And some doctors support more or prescribe more, or can say completely more easily to the lady medical reps. That again is a more emotional factor. So this emotional factor is more than somewhere the logics or somewhere the even relationship factor. One major reason of these doctors or behaving such a way, most of these doctors are in their 60s or 70s, some are even the late 70s or even early 80s. They have done their medical education maybe 40-50 years back, or even more, maybe sometime in 1960s decade, 1970s decade, and they normally love to meet medical reps, because that was time medical rep used to be less and they were the resident. They feel very happy interacting or meeting the medical rep. Their ego gets satisfied, and they have grown up seeing medical rep coming and meeting the doctor. This has been way of life. They see medical rep as a source of information, as still almost 20-25 years back, medical rep were the source of the medical as well as clinical information. Or we can say that pharma companies as such were the source of information, because internet were not so active those days. But now, younger generation doctor, they are comparatively less emotional, or you can say emotional factor work less on them. They have internet with them as a source of information, source of knowledge. Anything they wanted to see, they immediately look at internet. Different journals or different, you can say, sites are available as a source of information. They can immediately see that in the mobiles also. So these younger generation doctor, they normally don't love to meet or spend too much time with this medical rep. In this situation, the traditional emotional personal selling is not going to be a very effective tool the way it used to be. If you look at say 20, 30, 40 years back, the way the emotional appeal used to be there, the way medical rep going and meeting and getting the prescription, the way it is not going to be there in future, because the younger generation doctor, they don't love that. They feel like there has to value of the time they spend, and they don't feel like their ego much satisfied with the meeting of too many medical reps. So we need to work differently on this set of young doctors to make our product prescribe. Because these young set of doctor, they're going to give less time as compared to the older generation of the doctor. They need less of the medical information from us, as they depend more on the internet information. and they are not going to be much happy by receiving small gifts also, maybe 30 years back, 40 years back, giving some tea coaster, or you can say paperweight, some wall clock, those kind of things also make things work. Today, these younger generation don't need that, or in fact, they don't appreciate that, and even if we give, they don't feel much of the happy. Means overall, the output of the gift, strategy also does not work. And this situation, the call for a new promotional tool, or you can say new promotional strategy, which certainly not full of the emotion, but less emotion, but more of content, or more meaningful, so that this young set of doctor, they see that as a more meaningful tool for them. There has to be value of time these young doctors spend with the medical reps, and obviously their objections or their questions to the medical rep also going to be different. They're not going to be the same questions or same objection which used to be 30-40 years back. What is the dosage form? Is it safe for the pregnancy, or can we prescribe for longer time? All those things are not likely to be there, because those things they get through the internet. So whatever strategy we are currently working, or we can keep on working for last 30, 40, 50 years, because we have been dealing with that age of doctors. Now with the coming of new age of doctor, we need to change them. We need to make them more updated, which suits this age of doctors, working. I hope this will make our leaders to think about, and our pharma companies think about their newer strategies or the newer promotional plan.